Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Long Distance Short. Today, I'm going to be your host and interviewee. That's right, it's a solo episode with me, Sempronia. I'm the, I can't say catch-all anymore for giftbasketsoverseas.com, but I've worked here for 9 years and I've filled nearly every role in the company since then. I've truly had a very unique experience to get to learn this business from the inside out from nearly every angle. And yes, that includes being a customer. So I'm here to give you an honest review about some of our unique gift services for corporate clients. I'm going to tell you not only about what they are, but the kinds of clients that I think will find the most use out of these tools. You see, we have so many options because we serve a wide variety of people, but if you aren't used to the intricacies of sending international gifts, especially when you're sending them to more than one country, you may not be aware of all of the ins and outs and pitfalls that you might be looking at. And you might also not quite know where to start when it comes to looking at our services. If you're an old hat, if you're familiar with the impact of what employee appreciation gifts like birthday gifts, holiday gifts, even gifts just for showing up to online webinars and what they can do. If you're familiar and you're already a customer with us, feel free to go ahead and just contact us directly. If you aren't the kind of person to want to listen to a podcast, if you feel like you're going to do a bit better hearing these services live from a corporate gift expert, also please contact us directly. You can email the team at corporate@giftbasketsoverseas.com. You can call us toll-free from the US and Canada at 1-888-673-2822. Or if you're international, you can go ahead and request a call by going directly to our website, www.giftbasketsoverseas.com. You'll see the contact or request a call button at the top of the page or on our contact us page. Or if you prefer not to interact with the person at all, don't worry. We have dedicated landing pages for each of these services. Simply go to our website, go to the top of our browser on the bar there, or the navigation bar, and click corporate gifts. From there, you'll be given a drop down. It's a very extensive drop down full of our features, full of our client testimonials, and you can do all of your independent research there. For those of you that are sticking with me for this episode, I'm going to try and be mindful of the fact that we do this on 2 different formats. You'll see this both on YouTube and on other services that are audio only. If you're listening to audio only, do know that there's a PowerPoint that goes with this with a couple of slides, just sort of demonstrating some of my key points, having some notes on there for you and some cute graphics. For those of you watching, be kind, right? PowerPoint is a great teaching tool, even for podcasts. So I'm going to try and make this as understandable as possible, but just a reminder, if you have any questions or confusions, make sure you reach out to our team, and all of that contact information is going to be repeated at the end of the episode, but it's also going to be in the description for this on YouTube, as well as our blog page. So without further ado, welcome to the Unique Gift Services for Corporate Clients Long Distance Short episode. I appreciate you bearing with me as we try this solo person format. I'm excited to be a little bit more candid with you, and I hope that I managed to hold your attention along the way. So I'm going to get started first with a little bit about why streamlining corporate gifting is so crucial, so important. And really, we have 3 key features to touch on here, and that's your flexibility, your time, and the cost efficiency of sending gifts. And I'm going to touch a bit on these. So first, for flexibility. I'm sure that you're familiar with how difficult sending a personal gift can be from time to time. If you want to send a surprise to a friend and they're not home, delivery services may cancel delivering the gift altogether. A lot of shippers won't re-deliver. It can be a hassle. But with giftbasketsoverseas.com, we take care of that for you. When you send over your gift order and you send over your recipient address information, one of the reasons that we are so careful to ask for a phone number and for an email for your recipient is because in those instances where you go to deliver a gift and you think, they're definitely going to be there, and turns out they took a surprise birthday trip or holiday trip, We don't want you to have to worry about, okay, well, when is that gift going to be delivered next? We'll reach out to them. We'll get in touch with them. We'll figure out when they're going to be back, and we'll keep you posted every step of the way. Additionally, we offer some other cool flexibility features that I'm going to be talking about later, like store credit or the ability to pre-order your gifts for up to a year in advance. That's right. You heard me right. If you want to take care of your entire birthday list and not have to think about it for the rest of the year, you can just, right when you roll in after New Year's, come to us, send us a bulk order form with everybody's birthday and your sort of gift preferences, and we'll send those out according to when their birthday date is or the date that you request on the order form. Now, when it comes to talking about time, this really impacts kind of our corporate clients the most, and that's why we're focusing on corporate gifting today. The more gifts you send, it makes sense, the more time that it takes. But in the corporate world, this gets kind of blown so further out of proportion, because oftentimes you're sending gifts not just to friends and people that you know, but maybe people you only have a business relationship with, maybe somebody you've only ever sent emails with, possibly somebody you've never even spoken to before. You just know that their team was crucial to getting a project off the ground or helping you land a new partnership. And that takes a lot of research, that takes a lot of effort, and that takes a lot of extra thinking about, okay, what can I send to somebody I don't know? And is there any gifting faux pas I need to look out for if I'm sending gifts to, say, Asia or Europe or South America? We help you with those things. By shopping with giftbasketsoverseas.com, you aren't just buying gifts, you're also paying for our expertise and for our help. We're going to be there to answer all of those questions for you. Our corporate gift catalogs are organized in such a way that you are getting popular, relevant gift options for each region. That's why we stress to every client, when you're shopping for gifts, look at that country's catalog page. The gifts are different there for a reason. And while a good part of it is, local availability and wanting to give you the freshest items, equally important is, are those items even appropriate for the region that you're shopping in? And finally, cost efficiency. This is kind of a complicated one to talk about, and you feel free to take your own interpretation. If you're a smaller team and you have a secretary that just has a lot of downtime, then the cost efficiency here, honestly speaking, may not be as effective as, say, a large company where everybody's busy and, constantly running on more urgent, profit-centric tasks, right? Gifting can kind of take a back seat when that happens, and we don't want that to happen. So we've built our corporate gifting service to truly be as simple and as fast for you as possible. You can be as involved or not involved as you want. So in the example where you have a secretary that's sort of free, has extra time, she can absolutely still do all of your gift selections for you, fill out your bulk order form for you. It still saves her time, but you don't need to utilize all of our services. But for the office, it's a little more on the go. Maybe you don't have somebody that's quite as flexible or quite as free with their time, especially around the busy holiday season. We have a team ready to support you there. We're ready to help you with filling out your bulk order form, with helping you select gifts, even with making sure that we reach out to your recipients and discover any allergy information. We really cover it all for you, and we can be, as hands-on as you want us to be, or we can just be your vendor. It's really a very customizable experience, no matter your company's size. So I hope that explains a bit more about why streamlining corporate gifting is so important when you consider the need for flexibility, the amount of time that this can take, and the cost efficiency. The more simple you make it, the less vendors that you go to, the less different stores that you're shopping off, the more you're going to save on each of those things and the better experience that you're going to have. And so let's just go ahead right on in here to our next slide. For those of you not on YouTube, sorry, you're missing an adorable little piggy bank. For those of you on YouTube, a huge shout out to our social media team. This is actually an image repurposed from them. So I want to talk about store credit. This is one of our newer features and probably one of our more exciting. We get a lot of questions about this, and so I want to take a bit of extra time to explain it. Store credit was actually developed by our team due to customer demand. When we initially launched gift baskets overseas, store credit wasn't really on the plan. It wasn't something that was on our radar until probably 3 or so years ago. We started slowly having more and more customers ask us, hey, I have a marketing budget, or I have a sales budget, or I have some kind of team budget that's in a use it or lose it situation. And what I mean by that is very often companies have their budget structured in such a way that you need to spend your budget before the end of the quarter, or it's gone. It doesn't roll over. You can't use it later, and it may impact how much funding you get for the next quarter. So in this situation, store credit's really ideal. You can go ahead and invest leftover budget into your gifts. That way you don't lose it. You have it there later, either for employees or pushing sales or whatever reason you have for sending a gift on behalf of your company. If you do that piecemeal over the year using the leftover quarterly budgets, from earlier on, you'll find that when it comes time to send gifts, you may actually have a bit more to spend than you feared. It won't put such a strain on your end of the year budget. You can buy credits really in any increments that you want. You just need to reach out to our customer service or our corporate customer service team, or go to that corporate landing page. It'll all be lined out for you there. The best part about this is not only, like I said, that you don't lose your budget, but it's also about that flexibility and that time efficiency feature that I was talking about earlier. For some companies, I would say probably 10 to 15% of our business, there is a routine to go around when you're spending extra large gift amounts, right? So say you have a campaign for 100 gifts, that adds up quickly, and you may be going over your minimum budget before you have to have accounting approve. By buying that store credit and having them approve it in small increments early on, you can save the delay that is sometimes caused by your own internal accounting review, as well as any time delay that there would be for wire transfers. Wire transfers can take a couple of business days, and during the holidays, it is not unheard of for things to be delayed and be completely out of our control just because of, bank holiday closures or bank support. So by investing in that store credit early on, you're really setting yourself up for success later on in the year. For store credit, I'm going to call this a 10 out of 10 feature. I would recommend this for any company, big or small. It's exactly like you would expect traditional savings piggy bank to be. It's going to be there to make you feel really good about gifting and not worry as much about kind of the budget and the bottom line, because you've been planning for this increment by increment instead of investing in it all at once. Next, I'm going to talk about our multiple order scheduler. Again, for those of you not on YouTube, missing out on some cute images here, but I'm going to go over all of the points on my screen. Our multiple order scheduler is also a newer feature. I believe this feature is 2.5 years old. Maybe it's at least 2.5 years in development. I forget the exact date that it went live, but this was in response to some of our customers not loving our Excel sheet. We get a lot of mixed reviews. Some of our customers love our bulk order form and our bulk spreadsheet. Some of them, Excel's not their thing, and I completely understand. So with the multiple order scheduler, you get all of the benefits of using our bulk order form without actually having to fill it out. What you're able to do is register for my account. It's literally something that you will have automatically registered for if you did a bulk order for us within the last year. And if you didn't do a bulk order for us within the last year, then if you did a single order, you'll have gotten an email in regards to my account. No worries if you can't find that. Our customer service team or corporate customer service team is happy to help you out. Once you do register, you can start your bulk order immediately. Some of the perks is that you will have addresses saved based on previous orders you sent. So the more you use your account, kind of the better it's going to be for you. You can add recipients' personal information directly. Some of the perks of doing this, of adding it directly or editing the previous order information that was there, is that you can add reminders. This is something I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but it just made sense to mention it here. As you use the multiple order scheduler, as you add those addresses and get them on your sheet, no need to stress about if you're sending to multiple countries, if you want to send on multiple delivery dates. You're going to be able to customize that and be as personal about it as you would like. Just like you're able to customize a single order, you can customize your multiple order as much as you need. If you run into any issues, of course, our team will be standing by. I think our most common kind of I need help SOS signal that we get is with our greeting cards. There is the ability to personalize the greeting cards through our multiple order scheduler. But it can get, for some users, it's not the most friendly. So if you want to use our multiple order scheduler and you want a customized card, but you're not able to use the system, make sure you just send an email over to corporate@giftbasketsoverseas.com. Explain to them that you've sent in your multiple order, but you also want to attach a personalized card. They'll walk you through every step of the process, including explaining to you kind of the ins and outs of what they need for your image. After everything is in there, it's really the same as any other process. You submit your form, and then our corporate team will reach out to you once they review it. We do double check orders as they come in to the best of our ability, just to make sure that the addresses look complete, looks like it's an accurate place, looks like the building actually exists, things like that. And for any missing pertinent information, sometimes you might forget a city or a postal code or a phone number. Don't stress, our team's going to be there to remind you about that. And finally, one last tip, super glad I was looking at the slideshow here. There is the option to upload a CVS file with multiple addresses if you don't want to enter them manually. That's something that's a little bit more technical. I'm not going to dive into the steps of it on this podcast. If you know how to do it, wonderful. If you don't, again, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Any one of our team members would be happy to walk you through the process. And now we're going to dive into our corporate referral program. This is one of those 10 out of 10 services. I recommend this to everybody. We developed this as a way of being able to more accurately just say thank you for all of the word of mouth referrals we've gotten. One of our biggest wins, one of any company's biggest wins really, is when our customers are so excited about us, they refer us to someone else. We had previously been kind of keeping track on this based on the honor system, right? You reported to us, you referred somebody, and that person confirmed, yep, they referred me. And we'd usually reach out with a little thank you of some kind. But we were finding that was really inefficient. And a lot of customers weren't even telling us who they referred or if they referred someone. And we didn't want anyone to miss out on a thank you. So we developed the corporate referral program. It's a really easy to follow landing page where you can, as the name suggests, refer a new corporate client to us. Now, don't worry if you don't have a new corporate client. If you just want to recommend a friend, we have a personal referral program for that as well. They just work a little bit differently. So for the corporate referral program, what you're going to do is you're going to go to our landing page, and then you're going to fill it out. You're going to put your contact information and their contact information. From there, they're going to get an invite from us, letting them know that you have recommend that they use our service and giving them a 10% discount coupon to use on their first order. When they place that first order, when they use that coupon and it's completed, you'll then get an email from us letting you know, congratulations, everything went well with your referee's first order, and here's a 10% off, thank you for you. The personal program, if you're wondering the difference, just go take a look. Instead of going under the corporate tab, go to contact us. And what that is a discount for a single gift instead of a 10% discount for a bulk order. That's really the biggest difference. Otherwise, it works the same. And now we're back to that timely reminders to send gifts. Once again, sorry for those of you who aren't on YouTube. It's just another cute picture, just a daily reminder that says happiness is achieved when you stop waiting for it. And I think that quote's at least accurate 50% of the time. But sometimes reminders help. Sometimes you need to rest. And so we developed this once again in response to customers' complaints, kind of feedback that one of the things that we were lacking was helping them remember to send gifts out for important dates, things like anniversaries, work anniversaries, new hire anniversaries, new deal anniversaries, ending deals, whatever, right? Birthdays. These are things that we can't send reminders out for proactively because we don't know the dates in your life. But what we have done is develop a feature. This is once again in your Mine account, where you can go into each and every one of your contacts and set up personal dates. This is really going to help you when you want to stay connected with colleagues, business partners, associates, or just really loyal clients, and be able to surprise them in their day-to-day lives for dates that matter to them. Holiday gifts are wonderful, and there's no denying it. But even better than that are the gifts they don't expect. And this is a great way to do that. One of my favorite uses that I recommend to all of my clients is for every single VIP you have, whether it be, an employee, a colleague, or a customer, every VIP, set up a timely reminder to send them a just because gift. You don't have to make it the same day every year, and I highly recommend that you change it. But as soon as you send out that just because gift that, hey, it's the middle of summer, hope you're keeping cool, sending you a basket of lemonade or whatever it is, go ahead and update that date to do it again. You would be shocked at the results that you'd get just to send somebody a little bit of appreciation at a time they don't expect it. It's much, much more powerful and much, much easier to stand out of the crowd when you do that. And as well, you don't have to keep 10,000 birthdays in your head. I don't know how many people you actually need to remember the birthdays for in your personal life, but on a business scale, it can get huge, especially if you're the CEO of a large company and you still want to keep that personal presence. So we act kind of as a second secretary now, another address book, if you will, with all of the handy bells and whistles that you've come to expect from other address books. They've now been folded into our My Account feature, and that's with having the address, their contact information, and of course, any dates that are relevant to them. Now we're going to talk about the address request tool. This is an oldie but a goodie, brought to you by changing world circumstances, and that's the most positive way I know to spin that. Our address request tool was first rolled out in response to COVID, and since then we've been really refining it. Now it's not only a tool for figuring out your employees' addresses or making sure that you update your address book, it's also a tool for finding out what they want. You can use our address request tool, and we encourage you to, especially if you use it early, to send sort of a survey out to your recipients. So the address request tool is now no longer a tool that's just about collecting addresses. It does so much more. You have, depending on how early you're launching this address request tool and how kind of long you want to leave it open, you have the ability to do a lot of things. At its basic level, yes, you can send it out. We recommend about 3 weeks before you want to send out gifts. Give your recipients about a week to respond, and then us a week to double check all of the information with you, to just fill out the addresses, to just say, this is the address I want it sent to. But if you want to add to that, you can also encourage gift selection if you'll break up your address request forms based by regions, or a form there where they can fill out their allergies, anything they're concerned about, or anything they might be hoping to see. What a note that I will put here, that while this is a 10 out of 10 tool, this is a tool I often see used ineffectively. Something that I recommend to all of my corporate clients, and I'm recommending to all of you now, if you use this address request tool, what happens is you tell us what you want on it, what you need this tool to do for you, and we create for you a customized landing page. That landing page is then sent out to everybody on your list, either via email or text message, and they'll be required to fill it out by your due date, right? The problem that we run into is some clients request that we send this email or text. And while we're absolutely happy to do so, that automatically drops how many people are going to see it. For many of your employees or clients or recipients, we're not a known person, right? So our emails may go to their spam folder, our text messages may be ignored. Even if it does go to their inbox, they may not open it because they may not know about us yet. So if you really want to make the most out of the address request tool, what I recommend that you do is you get that link from your corporate gift expert and you send it out to your team, your recipients, whomever you're sending gifts to, yourself as a personal request to fill it out. What we have seen is that has increased response rates so much more. I think the last numbers that we were looking at was something like 60%. Early on, it was something like 80%. So word's catching on, but not fast enough. So if you're going to use this, I highly recommend you make sure you send out the link yourself, just to make sure that you get the most out of it. Now we're going to talk about EGift campaigns. That's just a really fancy way to say we're going to talk about gift cards, really. There are other options for EGift campaigns, but during our peak holiday season, gift certificates reign supreme. What these do for you are really a lot of things. One, you can quickly and easily and efficiently handle everyone on your list. The EGift campaign is perfect for somebody who doesn't want to spend a lot of time, money, or effort utilizing our other tools, but still wants to send a really good thank you to everyone on your list. For the EGift campaign, all you need is to know your budget per recipient and have either an email or phone number, a good text message number for your recipient. Then you just fill out the bulk order form as normal. In your email, do make a note. Just let our corporate gift experts know that you're sending e-gifts, just in case they have any questions. Sometimes those bulk order forms don't always open up with all of the information where it should be. So just make sure you make a note of that in the email. That'll help us process this faster. Once you send over the bulk order form, again, just with your recipient's full name, email, or phone number, and the gift certificate amount. And then finally, again, still a message. We'll process that for you and then, send it back to you for final review. On all of our bulk orders, we make sure you get one last review just to make sure you're absolutely happy with everything in there and that you didn't leave anyone out by accident or maybe add somebody in twice that you shouldn't have. And now for corporate gift campaigns for the holiday season. I've been mentioning, I've been hinting, I've not been trying to hide this at all. Corporate gift campaigns are hard ever. Corporate gift campaigns during the holiday season from November through about February are expert mode, especially once again when you're running into international gifts. Delivery services are jammed, everybody's booked out. So if I could give you just one piece of advice, if you just take one thing away from this podcast, please, for the love of everything, take away the fact that you need to order early for the holiday season. The larger your list is, the more countries your list interacts with, the earlier you should order. If you're thinking about Halloween decorations, you should be thinking about whether or not your corporate office is going to do a gift campaign and when you're going to launch it. If you are eating your Thanksgiving turkey, if you're in America, or if it's mid to late November elsewhere, you're late to the game. You are now in rush mode. So I highly encourage everybody to get their orders in before the end of October. That's going to guarantee that you lock in the best deals, the best prices, and you get your foot in the door for sort of the peak, the most appealing holiday delivery dates. On average, right? How long does it take to have your gifts processed and delivered, right? During our non-peak time, it takes between 2 and 3 business days for most countries. There are some exceptions to deliver one gift. With a bulk order form, there's a little bit of time added to that. As I mentioned, we do some back and forth. So depending on the size of your bulk order, when you send in your bulk order, and kind of how cleanly you send in your bulk order form, That can add anywhere between 12 hours and 3 days on average to your order time. So I always recommend that you order a minimum of a week in advance, even outside of the holiday season. But during the holiday season, we absolutely insist that you order a minimum of 2 weeks. And by order, I mean finish the order. The order needs to be finalized, needs to be paid for a minimum of 2 weeks before your delivery date to guarantee the absolute best service, just because of how chaotic the delivery systems and services get during the holiday season. And any other advice. So we talked a bit about why it's important to plan to advance, gave you the insider tips on how long did it take to have my gift processed. Again, just play it safe. Order by end of October. If you want anything delivered, December through February for Christmas, for Hanukkah, for Chinese New Year, whatever it is, order by end of October if it's being delivered November through February. Any other advice? Help us help you. I think, I know that sounds like weird advice, but what I've noticed over the years is that I have a real mix of customers. Some know exactly what they want and they aren't afraid to tell me. Some seem to think I take the corporate call personally, and are a little scared to tell me, or a little scared to tell me they don't like what I'm proposing. All I ask is that you be respectful, but you also speak up for yourself. If you know what you want for your holiday gifts and we aren't delivering it to you, please tell us, and we're more than happy to adjust. We're more than happy to let you know what our options are and work to get you something that you are truly, truly thrilled with. The same goes for if something happens. We hear this all the time where customers will mention, "Oh, I had not such a great service elsewhere." And we ask what the company did to rectify that. And I would say about 50% of them say they never told the other company. Here at giftbasketsoverseas.com, we want to know. We want to know our highs. We want to know our lows. We learn from it all. So if there is ever a problem with anything in regards to your order, please let us know. We would absolutely love to have the opportunity to make it right, because we're human too. We know that we're going to make mistakes, and we hope that we can build a good enough relationship with you that you won't hesitate to let us know and give us the chance to make it right. And now that's kind of brought us to the end. For those of you on YouTube, we're looking at some, cherry-picked customer reviews. We're admittedly putting our best foot forward there. I'll read these off for those of us that are listening in and they can't see. The first review says, I quote, "I love the customer care people call me if they're unsure of anything. That personal touch makes me feel like my order is safe and secure, and I love getting pictures of the actual gift. I also love how it gets delivered to some remote areas. I've sent to Kenya and Nigeria with amazing results almost the next day." And I can tell you that's a common theme. Many people expect it to take us longer to do what we do, but we've been at this so long, we've really streamlined it about as much as it can be. The second review on our screen here says, "The recipient was over the moon with the hamper. It was such fun to know that they kept delving and delving, finding a whole raft of goodies. Thank you for making it such a lovely experience. Good quality products, not cheap versions." I'm going to admit that I am not sure who the customer is who wrote that review. Customer, if you are listening, so beautifully written. Reading these reviews is probably my favorite part of working inside of marketing team. I get kind of a sneak peek at some of the first ones. Even the bad ones, I know that they may not be the most fun read, but they're usually educational. They usually tell us where we should be looking. So again, if you ever have any comment for us, please don't hesitate to drop us an email, leave us a review on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google My Business, Trustpilot. I think we're everywhere now. You can find all of the links on our page. And so with that is the end of what I plan to talk about. There's going to be a little wrap-up monologue coming on after me, but on a personal note, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to listen. Even if you don't end up becoming one of our customers, it's wonderful to see our views go up and to know that maybe possibly we're reaching at least one person where our advice might help. If you're a small business, I want to send you kind of an extra head nod and hello. I know a lot of small businesses are intimidated by getting into corporate gifting campaigns. Maybe you've never done one. Maybe you don't know that you can do one on a budget. Maybe you're just not sure of the possibilities. Maybe you don't know that we deliver to the USA. Spoiler, we do. We're based here. Of course, we deliver gifts in our own backyard. Whatever it is that's giving you the hesitation, please feel free to reach out to us and just talk to us, talk to any one of our corporate gift experts. I think you'd be surprised with what they have to offer. I think you'd be surprised with what you can walk away with and what you can empower yourself to do on a small budget or a large budget. Corporate gifting is truly not about the money spent. It's about the kind of time, attention, and care that you're willing to show your colleagues, your clients, and your employees. I hope that you have learned something from this, but as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, please, please, please reach out to us. Again, all of our contact information is going to be repeated again after this. You'll hear me do our traditional outro, and then you'll also get a chance to look at our information on YouTube, or once again, just go to www.giftbasketsoverseas.com. We are there 24/7, willing, ready, and happy to help you. This has been another episode of Long Distance Short, your podcast for tips, tricks, and real-life stories of how to make the most of any long-distance relationship. If you want to learn more about a corporate gift campaign with giftbasketsoverseas.com, you can email the team at corporate@giftbasketsoverseas.com. Call toll-free for the US and Canada at 1-888-673-2822, or request a call by going directly to the website www.giftbasketsoverseas.com.